Period. Dick Irvin and Mickey Redmond for pregame observations.
Well, Danny, I'd like to ask Mickey if he's surprised that Glenn Sather went back to Moog after taking him out the third period last night.
Not at all, Dick. I know Moog last night told Sather, put in Edwards, get him ready for tomorrow. Sather said, I really wasn't getting him ready, and he said, good, I'm ready to go back. So Sather told me before the game he wanted the youngster to go back in, and we might as well find out what he's all about, and he's back in the nets again tonight.
It is Gretzky at center. Curry on the right side, Gallivan on the other wing for Edmonton. We have Bourne, Trottier, and Bossy for the Islanders. Now it's Coffey playing it to the far side. Here's Bossy stealing it from Gallivan and then over skating it. Trottier bumped Gallivan. Curry clearing it ahead. Gretzky knocked it in over the line. LaRiviere waiting. He rammed that one and caromed it off the board. The Oilers go in there now on the left side for New York. It's back in. Bossy is chasing it on the wing, and he dumped it to center. Bourne going after it, and a good move there by Gallivan. Gallivan working it over on the right side to Gretzky. Here's Trottier. Bossy is going to pick it up, puts on the brakes, and he's knocked down. Edmonton coming back quickly. They cannot negotiate that pass at center. Now Trottier is offended, and Coffey, there's a penalty coming up.
The Oilers' Paul Coffey will be talking with Brian in the first intermission. Right now he's sitting out a penalty, 1:04 the time, tripping the call. Nick, this is what the Oilers wanted to avoid tonight.
It certainly is, Dick. The Islanders' power play has scored 5 goals in the last 8 tries, and the Oilers just can't afford to take these penalties. The Islanders will take advantage of them, at least they did last night.
Now here's Goring centering it. McEwen takes a shot, it's right in front. There's the shot by Marini, and it was high and wide. This is a powerful, devastating Islanders power play in the playoffs particularly. Now to the side of the net. Gilly, Marina's in front. He's now going to go to the boards fighting for possession against Messier. Messier trying to clear it. In behind, it goes to the corner. There's Gillies taking a shot, it's wide. In behind the net. Goring takes a look. Getting it back to Gillies, there's the shot. And it's blocked and cleared down the ice by Anderson. A minute and 13 seconds of time remaining in the penalty to Coffey. And the Islanders, they have to form their attack again. They come back into the center ice area. There's Bourne rubbed into the boards by Siltanen. Moog is out and he covers up against Trottier. Pearson and Potvin are on the points. Dennis Potvin is the quarterback of this great Islanders power play. Siltanen rolled it into the corner. And Hunter is in there, assisted by Hicks against Pearson, and they get the face-off in deep Edmonton territory.
Well, there's Brian Trottier. Mick, the opponents, when you ask them about Trottier, they talk about his strength. It doesn't look like he could be that strong a guy. Watch him on the board.
He's not that big a guy, Dick, but he certainly is well built. He's about 190 pounds. He's only about 5'11", but he's well put together. And not only Potvin, but Trottier also out there really quarterbacks power play.
Now it's into the corner. And Hicks shovels it to the far side. Hunter ran into Potvin, and Potvin felt it. I think he got an elbow to the right cheek. Now Pearson turning on the right side, being watched by Weir. Hunter is a penalty killer too. There's Bourne coming in. Long, weak shot. Hicks gets it and shoots it down the ice. So on this first penalty, Edmonton defending very well. There are just 16 seconds remaining, and here come the Islanders. Potvin is over the line. The pass is intercepted. And Weir was very strong the time he was out there. He was out there a minute and 52 seconds on the penalty-killing roll. He now goes to the bench. The penalty has expired. Into the corner. Potvin gives it to Pearson. Ahead it goes to Merrick. He's forced back. Lorimer comes to the blue line for the Islanders. Here's Nystrom going in. He fired it. Moog got his glove on it. And it went off to the corner. That was the best scoring opportunity so far Edmonton coming down. A pass goes to Fogle, and he hits the line. Over to Coury. Broken up. Mary clears it on the far side. Nystrom flipping it in for Mary. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. And Nystrom has it back to Lorimer. Mary returning it to number 4, the defenseman for the Islanders, who hits the Edmonton line. Lorimer playing it in. He's going to barge in there, but he's tied up. Now Howard settled it right in front. And Gretzky was there to clear it down on the left side. Lorimer scampers back there. He's going to lug it out. Not too far. Here's a break for Edmonton going in. A pass that is too far for Messier. That was Anderson breaking in with a gilt-edged, a glorious scoring opportunity. The pass was too high. They were breaking in there. They caught the Islanders snapping at the New York blue line. Now over the line. And there's a penalty for hooking.
Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island.
We have Gretzky on with Gallivan.
That's the
Coury, Siltanen, and Coffey. It's clear down the ice. The Islanders are going with Trottier and Bourne up front on defense. Langevin and Pearson. Now Edmonton coming into the center ice area. They step in over the line. Into the corner, Gallivan. He's rammed into the boards by Pearson. Siltanen keeps it in. In the corner, they fight for possession. Now it's worked by Gretzky to Siltanen over the other side. A shot by Coffey. Good shot, but he was just off the target. He was good in the sense that it was low at the line. Bourne is broken up. There's Coffey now leading the power play attack to Siltanen. Siltanen, the little guy, makes the move at the line into the corner. Pearson whips it to the other side. Bourne is going to propel it down the ice, and he does. Now exactly a minute and 5 seconds left in the penalty. There's no score in this hockey game. 5 minutes and 36 seconds have been played. That was Morrow breaking up that play for the Islanders. Now it's tipped in on the right side by Gretzky. Morrow clearing it to the line. Fogelin couldn't glove it. Langevin, or rather Carroll, who has just stepped on the ice with number 27, Tonelli. Low back at the line. And now exactly 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Here is Anderson over the line with Messier. Back to Messier. He cleared it right in front. Is centered in front. And shot. They score! Smith grabbed for it, but he couldn't make contact. And a happy, gritty group of Edmonton Oilers celebrating 1-0 Edmonton.
And a very important goal, Mick, for Edmonton.
Oh, it is really after that 8-2 thrashing last night. What a pretty bunch of passes you'll see here. Bang, bang, all across. The 3 forwards getting involved. And, of course, Gretzky, instead of shooting, looking for the pass, and he just dumps it through the crease. Anderson just got a piece of it and slid it underneath Billy Smith. You'll see the drop pass here. Anderson back to Messier, who cuts in behind right there. Of course, the Islander defensemen are retreating back into their zone. Gretzky right across the front. Bingo. But it is a big goal for Edmonton, Dick. They really need the confidence, and this might give it to them here. Hopefully they can get for them anyway, to get a start and hold on to it against the Islanders.
Anderson's second of the playoffs from Messier and Gretzky. Power play goal at 6:11.
So that was beautifully executed by Messier, Gretzky, and Anderson. Culmination, the goal by Anderson. 1-0 for Edmonton. Now McEwen playing it into the center ice area. Goring snapped it in toward the left side. Big Gillies going in. It's along the boards. Hunter knocking it to center. Lorimer jabbed under the play by Weir. Looking for it is Hunter, and the play is stopped.
That scoring play for Edmonton. Anderson on the power play from Gretzky and Messier at 6:11, and the Oilers lead 1-0.
Edmonton, LaRiviere hands it off to Coffey. He carries it to the corner, back to the point it goes. It's cleared in by Coffey, who got up there himself. Now back into the corner, along the boards. Gretzky is looking for a loose puck, but it goes to the other side. Racing after it is Howard. Nystrom tied up Coffey, and it's Morrow clearing it ahead. It's corralled by Fogelin. hammered in on the right side. Hughes is out there. Pat Hughes, 16 on the right side. With Gretzky. Now on the left wing, there's a shot by Merrick. It's off the stick. At the line. Morrow keeping it in. It's out over the line. Semenko over to Hughes. He fired a booming blast and then fell into the boards. At Hughes. That's straight up and down skating style. And he's a rugged individual. You saw him there, Body Howard. Into the center ice area. Merrick with those good moves. In it goes to Nystrom. Nystrom in front, takes the shot. He was in too far. And Moog had no difficulty. But Nystrom was able to work in behind the fence, set up beautifully by number 11, Merrick. Now, Semenko. Body Howard working up on the wing. Silverton goes to the line. There's the shot. And Smith handing it off to Potvin. 11 minutes and 30 seconds, the time remaining in the opening period. The Oilers leading the Islanders 1-0 on an Anderson goal. Now Bourne clearing it back to Bossy. Over on the far side, Langevin. The Oilers doing a much better job tonight of staying on top of the Islanders. Now Siltanen passing it out to the line to Weir. Lumley trying to pick it up. He was checked. The checking by both sides, very, very close and very tight at this particular stage in the game. Langevin from the side of the net takes a look. A wink wide pass to Persson. Coming down with Bourne and Trottier and Bossy, and it's offside.
With the score, the Edmonton Oilers 1, the New York Islanders nothing. This is Stanley Cup 81.
For 40 years, the Pittsburgh
objective during this current stand in New York is to win one, which will have to be tonight, and that would wipe out the home ice advantage for New York. It'll take a Herculean effort, but that's the kind of an effort that Edmonton has turned in so far in this hockey game. They are leading 1-0. Teams are playing by the side. Down the ice it goes now. It's the advantage to the Islanders. Minute and 33 seconds. They will have an advantage unless there are further penalties or a goal results. Now they go to the power play. Here's Potvin hitting the line over the other side. It goes. Trottier centered it in front. And Fogelin, who has been a tower of power for Edmonton, cleared it again. Now Gillies getting it back. Bossy takes a look. Bossy is closing in. He rolled it right in front. Off low stick. In behind the net. Trottier takes a look. He tries to get in front. There's a shot. And a splendid save by Moog on Bossy. That was a beautiful effort by little Andy Moog. On the best goal scorer in hockey today, number 22, Bossy. The Islanders again. Gillies over the line. He ripped it. Rebound. Gillies trying to clear it. Messier has it. There are 35 seconds remaining in the penalty. There's a lead pass for Curry. And it's down the ice. 3 minutes and 25 seconds, the time remaining in the opening period. Potvin gives it over to Persson. Back it comes. Bossy is in on the line. The angle is sharp. There's the shot. And that came off the stick of Tonelli. It was wide. Coffey is going to clear it down the ice, and that will bring about the expiration of the penalty. Now, Anderson is up at the penalty box. It's cleared in on that long shot effort. No difficulty for Moog. Here's Hughes. Hughes coming down all alone, trying to burst in there. He tumbled over Lormier. Now Gretzky couldn't lug it behind the net. Here's Gretzky with it right out in front. Siltanen from the line, working it in, centering it in front. There's the shot, and it went over the top of the net. Gretzky took the shot. We'll have to see that again to see whether or not it hit something. It's back, coming out on the right wing. 2-on-1 for New York. In over the line. There it goes. Beautiful play on defense by Siltanen. Now it's back down the ice. And it is icing against Edmonton.
Well, Wayne Gretzky has to be talking to himself after that one, Mickey. He did the right thing. The only thing he could do with it was put it upstairs, put it over the net.
Well, unfortunately, he's got Billy Smith to handle down on the net, and Smith has just been great. He got a piece of the puck, and it just almost like it was in slow motion. It trickled up over top of the net and in behind. Everybody in the building, I think, thought it was going in. There you see Gretzky all alone, and watch him. He backs up a little bit, waits, and he flips it up. There's just a tick of the glove, and bingo, right up over the bar.
Good eye, Mick.
Islanders right back at the other end almost scored, too. Good defensive play by the Oilers defenseman.
Philadelphia 1, Calgary no score. It's 1-0 here. Edmonton in Siltanen forced back. He gives it to Anderson. He rolled it ahead. Semenko is over the line, and the faceoff will be outside the New York blue line.
That game, Philadelphia-Calgary, Sunday, will be seen at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Viewers in Edmonton will see Game 3 in this series, the Islanders and the Oilers, 6 o'clock Edmonton time. So Sunday, the night for Game 3 in the quarterfinal rounds.
Siltanen, it's off the stick of Hicks. Nystrom laying it into the corner. McEwen wrapping it back to Nystrom on the far side. He comes to his own line. He has Merrick and Hout with him. Into the corner. Off the boards. Back to McEwen. A shot rolls in there. It's loose in front. Merrick giving it to Hout. He was bumped solidly and knocked off balance by Messier. Puck into the center ice area. Messier chases it. Now into the center ice area for Anderson. Anderson is a smoothie. There's the shot, and it was wide. Into the corner, they fight for it. Exactly 1 minute remaining in the first period. Merrick coming down with Nystrom and Howe in on the line. Merrick tried to penetrate, but hanging on to him was Fogelin. Ersan playing it to Nystrom, clearing it into the Edmonton zone. Fogelin has it. He has been a predominant figure on the defense in the first period. Now Pearson takes a look over on the far left wing. It's gobbled up by Langevin. In it goes to Bourne. Bourne giving it to Bossy. Bossy takes a look. In off the boards to the side of the net. Moog is going to hold it. And 21 seconds remain in the period.
And a reminder, an upcoming first intermission, Brian will be talking with Paul Coffey of the Oilers. You'll see highlights from all games played in the quarterfinals last night. And I'll be chatting with Mickey, and we'll possibly look at a highlight or two from this first period. 21 seconds left. The Oilers leading 1-0.
The Oilers a little bit apprehensive in their conversation, Dick, before the game, but this first period is certainly going to change that around. Really hoping that they can come in here, as you mentioned, and win one of the two games. It'll be a big plus for them going back to Edmonton. At least they feel like it beat this Islander team, who's been tremendous.
There's a shot from off the side of the net. Bourne took it to the other side. Hunter fails to get it up. Bossy got a shot. It was from the point, but it was right on. Bossy is a fellow who knows where that net is. He wasn't even looking that time. 1 second, and there's the end of the first period. So the score at the end of the first period, Edmonton 1, New York no score.
The Islanders 8.
The Oilers outshot the Islanders 9-8 in the first period. The goal was a power play tally. Mickey Redmond, a different hockey game. We use that phrase. If you're an Edmonton fan, you're happy, but maybe Islander fans are saying, hey, my team didn't play very well. A little of both, I would think.
Well, I think the Oilers definitely played much better than they did last night, Dick. But the Islanders, on the other hand, I think laid back. An 8-2 score, I think it's just a little bit natural that you ease up a little bit. They may be taking the Oilers for granted here in this second game, and it showed in the first period. So they're going to have to get it back in gear as they did last night.
And so the second period is underway. Coffey clearing it ahead to Gretzky. He headmans the puck. And Smith knocked it to Potvin. He flicked it into the center ice area. Coffey takes a long shot. Potvin is going to the boards. Oh! Gallivan was upended on that body belt from Potvin. Here's Trottier spinning his way down. Well, the first time I think a game was played in the National Hockey League, Good Friday, was April 16, 1954. Detroit against Montreal in the 7th game, Stanley Cup to Detroit on an overtime goal by Leslie. Now we have one goal here. Anderson getting the goal. Back on the right wing, there's that long shot by Lumley. Smith clearing it up on the left side. Gillies getting it over the line. Marini, the rookie, he was very prominent last night. That time, he fired it a bit wide. Fogelman clearing it near the line. The stick was up and the glove was down, and there was a glove pass.
Now, there's one of the few mistakes that you'll see a referee make. The Islander player came in, knocked it down with his glove, but got his stick back on it again, back on the puck, which he has to do. Of course, you can't advance the puck with a hand pass, and then it went straight to Gillies, but I don't think Myers, who was screened in the play, saw the defenseman get his stick on it again before Gillies did touch it.
Glenn Sather, he has done a magnificent job this year. The rumor is that he's looking for a full-time coach for next year. Are you available, Mr. Redmond?
Yeah, I'm enjoying working up here with you and Dick so much I don't think I want to leave.
Face-off is outside the Edmonton line. There's McEwen clearing it in, and it's over the glass. 1 minute and 7 seconds have gone by in the second period.
Don't speak too soon, Mickey. The contract might make you change your mind if they offered it.
Well, I think it's a little bit safer up here. Shot by McEwen. Pittner took off Roland Mellinson's head. The spare goaltender sitting in the Islanders bench. Very quick reflexes down there. He ducked and got out of the way as the puck went flying by his ear.
So the Islanders are 5-0 in 1981 playoff games, outscoring opposition 28-6. I think that is a bit of a mistake. I think they've only played 4 games, haven't they?
That's right, Danny.
That was up on the board. Here's Anderson in behind the net, setting it right in front. And it was Merrick, number 11 there. He cleared it away and he lugs it into the center ice area, fades to the left side and fires it in. Anderson is bodied by Nystrom. The Islanders swarm in there into Edmonton territory. Merrick to Nystrom behind the net. They try to get it in front, and it's picked up and cleared to the far side. Messier got it out to Anderson. Anderson shooting it off the leg. Semenko is the forward out there with Anderson and Messier. Now they go out. Oh, there's a body check by Shelton on Howard on that head manning the puck. And there's going to be a penalty against Edmonton. Dennis Potvin and Pearson. Weir is up front, along with Hunter. Fogelman on defense with Lowe, and the play is on in Edmonton territory. Here's Potvin working it in. He cleared it in. Bossy knocked it down. Here's Potvin over on this side to Pearson. Into the corner goes to Trottier behind the net. Bossy. Bossy takes a look to Potvin. He shoots. Scores!
Potent power play and a great little soft pass by Bossy and the slap shot by Potvin. I don't think Moog was screened on this play. I think Potvin just blasted it, went right through his trapper. He did get a piece of it, but the Islanders just tremendous confidence on that power play. Trottier putting the puck behind the net to Bossy. Total confidence, and they're going to keep control. And the next thing you know, they've tied the hockey game.
Potvin with his third goal in 2 nights against Edmonton. And again, as we figured, penalties play a big part in this hockey game. Bossy and Trottier assisting at 2:26. It's tied 1-1.
Potvin, his third of the playoffs from Bossy and Trottier. Power play goal at 2:26.
And they threw stuff on the ice down near the Edmonton net. As we look at Mike Bossy, haven't talked that much about Michael and the great season he had, but he was in on that last play. And you're right, Mick. Moe got a piece of it, but that was just a wicked shot.
Well, you know, they try to do that quite a bit. You'll notice, like in Toronto, they try to set up Salming a lot on that running slap shot where you just dump the pass back very softly and the guy can walk straight into it without stopping it and let it go. Of course, a good hard pass he couldn't do it, but Bossy laid that puck in there perfectly, and Potvin got everything into it.
Report them to the nearest security personnel.
So it is tied at a goal. Danny Potvin, having another outstanding playoff series so far, gets the goal. It's Lowe firing it in, and moving in are the Oilers up on the right side. Bossy couldn't get it. Trottier upended Gretzky. Buzzing in there. Edmonton behind the net. Gretzky couldn't knock it down. Working up on the right side is Bossy. Bossy has a knock off a stick by Curry. Here's Morrow following up. There's the shot. And a rapier-like effort with that left leg by Moe. Into the center ice area. Gretzky winds up for the shot. He moves that one off the glass. Trottier playing it. And there's a penalty. Bossy was upended.
Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island.
8 minutes.
A tripping penalty called on Wayne Gretzky at 3:22 here in the second period.
Boy, Sather up screaming about this one. There you see it right there. I can't really tell even on the replay. It didn't look like Gretzky purposely took the feet from under Bossy, but the play not even involved in that area. But Myers chose to make the call. Sather very upset behind the Oiler bench.
So the Islanders, who have already scored a goal in this period on the power play to tie it at 1, they are on the power play again. They are led at the line. Goring gives it to Gillies over on the far side. Pearson is coming to the right side. It may be dropped back. It is dropped back. In it goes to Gillies again behind the net. LaRiviere defending against 3 Islanders that time. Here's Bourne working it from the boards. Pearson laid it off the boards. Big Gillies is after it. Getting it back. Goring shoots it to the short side. And it's cleared down the ice by Coffey. The time remaining in the penalty to Gretzky, 1 minute and 10 seconds. Mickey, tell us about this power play in a few words.
The Islanders just tremendous puck control, Danny. They make their passes so well with a great touch on them, and that's why they keep great control in the opposing zone.
Now it's Bourne laying it on the boards. After it is Coffey, Trottier, and Bossy moving in there. Here's Bourne. Where's it going to go? It's in behind the net. Fighting for it is Bossy. It's Bourne again at the point. Potvin fakes the shot, gives it a Bourne, going in for the shot. And a remarkable save there, and a bit of a mix-up in front.
Quite a pile-up in front of Andy Moog. Looks like they're going to call coincidental penalties here. At least that was the original call by Myers. I don't know if that's all he'll call. Well, Myers did just call the 2 penalties. Brian Trottier to the Islanders and Coffey of Edmonton. What a great opportunity here for the Islanders now with 4 skaters to 3 with 41 seconds left in Wayne Gretzky's penalty. 4-on-3 situation, very dangerous, Dick.
Well,
we're going to have these coincident minors, so the manpower situation I don't think it's affected with minors when one team is shorthanded. So we're going to have 5.
Right, Danny, that's the new rule.
New rule.
Don't play shorthanded, you're right. It'll still be a 5-on-4 then with 41 seconds.
In other word, it'll be 6 against 5, 5 skaters against 4 skaters.
Right
I just blew a microphone to tie you. You blew one last night.
Right.
I just been handed a, so it's up to Dick. Dick's turn next. So now the face-off is in Edmonton territory. Score is tied. Out of goal, back it goes. Potvin giving it over to Pearson, going in for the shot, the rebound. They score!
Woodstory had hit the goalpost here just a minute ago. That time he cashes in on the rebound.
Well, it didn't take them long again in that power play. That passing again across the blue line. Pearson, the original shot, and the rebound by Goring right there. You see the Islanders with a 2-on-1 with the extra man there in front of Andy Moog, and there it is again, right across the blue line. free lane for Pearson to shoot, and a big rebound on the far side for Goring.
So 2 power play goals in this period, and Mick, at the risk of being repetitious, we get back to what the Oilers themselves were saying after last night's game. They can't afford the penalties. The power play, the Islanders, it's just too good.
As long as they continue to keep the penalties or take the penalties, it's going to kill them in the whole series, I'm sure.
4:47.
Second of the playoffs from Pearson and Potvin.
The time of the goal. Siltanen shoots it. It's off the stick, well over the glass. The Islanders have forged ahead of the Oilers 2-1 after the Oilers dominated in that first period.
And unfortunately, a spectator has been hit by that puck that was deflected up over the glass in behind Billy Smith. There's Paul Coffey. He's in the box along with Trottier. They were sent off at 4:41. It was Gretzky who was the extra man in there, the Oiler man, to give the Islanders that power play chance, and they cashed in again.
Now the Islanders with Merrick chasing it, stopped by Gretzky. Nystrom comes in, and he made that move to the left, and that brought about the offside.
Dick, I don't think I've seen a power play as effective as the Islanders here in the first 2 games here. It's just unbelievable, the control they've got and the confidence. You watch Trottier down there. He just dumps that puck blindly, knowing that one of his players is going to be there. They almost throw it to a spot.
Well, certainly the Canadians, that was one of the reasons for their downfall, was the fact that they could not make good their power play chances against the Oilers. Is that 5 goals for the Islanders now on the power play?
5 goals. You know, if they keep scoring, it's going to make the Oilers a little bit leery of going in there and taking those penalties and roughing it up a little.
Now Morrow shoots it right on. Lowe having difficulty against Nystrom. In behind the net. Now working from the side. And trying to get out in front was Howard. Nystrom ties up Lowe. It's intercepted by Morrow. Morrow going in. Shoots big. Save. That may have hit the post. I think it hit the post. Now Gretzky clearing it in over the line. Here's Gretzky. A penalty coming up. It'll be a slashing charge against the Islanders.
Now we got Semenko and Howard.
Oh.
And that's something that sort of had its beginnings last night. They had a couple of little run-ins in the 3rd period. Semenko hasn't played all that much.
Boy, that's like a Michael Jack back there.
I tell you, that's a difference in size out there. But the score, the New York Islanders 2 and the Edmonton Oilers 1. This is Stanley Cup 81.
You pledge. Visit shop.nhl.com for your jersey.
8 penalties called by Bob Myers in the first 5 minutes and 55 seconds of this 2nd period. They're starting to put them up on the board. The first call was against Merrick.
Here's a look at it right there. The tripping call of Merrick Gretzky breaking into the zone shortly after the breakup between Semenko. Boy, this is really going to hurt the Edmonton Oilers. We'll listen to the calls.
And number 8, Gary Howitt, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 5:55. Semenko of the Oilers.
Semenko gets 5. Howard gets 2. Merrick gets the slashing call.
Here's a look at the goalpost that Kenny Morrow hit. Boy, that right off the base of that post to the right of Andy Moog. So what we end up with, Dick, is Semenko really initiating the fight against Howard. Howard gets 2 for roughing. Semenko 5 minutes for fighting, and the Islanders, of course, the original penalty for tripping. So looks like the Islanders will play the man advantage for 1 minute. No, 3 minutes. They have the 2 coincidentals will pass at the same time.
Now we'll let them get this sorted out. Al Arbor's got everybody over there as linesman Kevin Collins watches. There was a sign up on the board here a minute ago. Said the Islanders welcome sports artist Leroy Neiman. Well, he is here at the game tonight painting Wayne Gretzky, the first Canadian athlete to be so honored by the world's greatest sports artist. He's done very few individual paintings, people with the names of Nicholas and Borg and Sinatra and Ali. Time will tell if copies will be available to the public, but that's why Leroy Neiman is here. He has become a Wayne Gretzky fan, and he's doing a painting of Gretzky based on what he sees of him here tonight.
Very interesting situation here with these penalties. The Oilers right now for 2 full minutes will have a 4-on-3 advantage, and then of course with the 2 Islanders back on, Islanders with a 5-on-4 after that.
Good play at the line to keep it in by Hagman. He got it back from Siltanen. Siltanen shoots, scores! What a shot that little guy has.
And give Anderson Anderson some credit on that play, Mick, because he skated right in front of Smith. I'm sure we'll see in the replay it was a screen.
Well, we know Siltman can fire the puck. The Oilers, again, just holding onto it very softly. There's that soft pass again. We see a good example. And there you are. You're right, Dick. Anderson right in front of Smith. He didn't see it at all. But you see, instead of rushing it and taking a long shot, they waited their time, and bingo. Good shot by Siltman. The game tied 2-2.
And that's a power play goal, which means that Merrick's out of the box now. Howard stays in.
Took exactly 10 seconds after the penalties were called.
The more I see of Siltanen, the more I am convinced that he rates right up there with the outstanding defenseman in the National Hockey League.
Playing very well, Danny, not only defensively. He likes to rush with the puck, and he handles it very well. As we just saw, he can really fire.
Well, that's the way hockey is played today. Now they come back. A shot by Curry. It went whizzing by the side. They're playing 5-a-side. The score is tied at 2. Now Gretzky going after it. Curry left it there. There's a shot again by Siltanen, this time from the other side. Into the corner. Gretzky getting it back. Here's Hicks. Hicks working in off the left wing board. Hicks going in, shooting it. And that was a screen shot. Smith had to be very, very sharp on that.
2-2 score, 4 goals, Mickey, every one of them on the power play tonight.
Well, it's a good sign of course, we know the Islanders had a tremendous power play coming in here, but the Oilers, of course, now cashing in as well. Here's a look at that save by Smith. 4-on-4, a little bit more room out there for the skaters to move on. Gretzky parked right in front, of course. Took a little swipe at Billy Smith as he made that save. 1:13 left in the penalty to the Islanders, and 4:13 left in the penalty to Dave Semenko for the Oilers. So possibly, or will be, 3-minute power play for the Islanders.
Edmonton, everybody up. It's Hagman against Trottier in front. McEwen gave it to Lorimer to the other side. Kennelly is stuck. Siltanen playing it back in there. There's Hagman keeping it in. Good work here by the Oilers. They are playing 5-a-side. Finally, the Oilers lose it, and the Islanders come in over the line. Into the corner goes Kennelly. Racing back into the center ice area. Siltanen drops it to the left side to Hagman, but coming up on the other wing offside was Anderson.
Hockey Night in Canada will continue in just a moment. A moment ago, we talked of Leroy Neiman here doing a painting of Wayne Gretzky. There he is in action very close to the Edmonton bench. He's not watching the hockey game. He's watching number 99 wherever he may be.
And there is Gretzky. 35 seconds remaining in the penalties. Howitz is the minors. And of course, it's 3:35 when we gave you the time to Semenko. Edmonton starting out. It's clear down on the right side. Curry jamming against Langevin. Up on the right wing, going after it is Coffey against Langevin. And in a half dozen seconds, the Islanders will have the advantage as they pile in on the boards in Edmonton territory. Now coming through center, missing that pass was Gretzky. The Islanders have the advantage. Here's Nystrom going in. He's sending it right in front. And a Howard fresh from the penalty box. Almost tipped it in. 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the penalty to Semenko. Nystrom is off the right wing boards. It's centered off a leg by Trottier. So the vaunted Islanders power play is in operation. There's a mix-up in front of the net. Bourne. Now they get it back. Hoffman, there's a mix-up. Coffey. Is it Bourne and Coffey?
Yes, it is.
And you might say that was born out of a tantalizing affair.
Well, Bobby Bourne with the left hand loose, really throwing some punches at Coffey. Bourne was in front, Dick, trying to disturb Andy Moog. Stick actually came up and hit Moog on the mask at one point. And Coffey, of course, trying to move him out of there, and all of a sudden, bingo, the fight breaks out.
You know, they were hammering one another. Coffey had him draped up against the crossbar at one point. And you wonder here now, with the Islanders having that penalty and the fact that it was a major penalty call, if they'd have scored a goal, they still would continue to have the advantage.
For sure, yeah.
If there is going to be a difference in penalties here, or if they are...
Penalties to number 7, Paul Coffey of Edmonton, and number
like 5 minutes. Now watch this in front of the net.
This is where it starts. You might see Moog get hit with a stick, too, right about... See if we can see it here. Sticks are flying all over the place.
8:32.
They're wrestling out in front. We're not going to see it. It happened just moments before that, but I think they had a little bit of a set to earlier in the game in the first period down in front of the Edmonton bench, because it didn't take Bourne long to drop the gloves, and it's not like Bobby Bourne to be mixing it up that much. He's out there to play hockey most of the time, but a little bit disturbed, and boy, he dropped those gloves very quickly on that play.
So at 8:32, they get coincident major penalties, so the Islanders will continue to have the power play advantage. 2-2 the score, 11:28 left, second period. And it's a 2-2 tie. Last report in the Spectrum at Philadelphia between the Flames and the Flyers.
And now they're about ready for the resumption in play. There you see the score, 2-2, Edmonton and New York.
Looks, Danny, like Bobby Bourne is going to have to go to the Islanders dressing room. We can't see if there's anything wrong with him unless it's equipment problems. The trainer was over to the penalty box. Bourne now going off. You see the trainer following him.
Mickey, Bourne doesn't get into many fisticuff breaks, does he?
Not at all. No, it's as I mentioned, it's unusual to see Bourne get into it like that, but something must have happened. It did happen earlier in that first period, because he dropped those gloves very quickly out there. And again, we were on a power play too, so it's just not, you know, you sort of let more go when you're getting hit in front of the net on a power play situation, but he certainly had something to go after Coffey for.
2 minutes and 23 seconds, the time remaining in the penalty to Semenko. Now there's a shot, big save, rebound. Around the net, they centered into the crease. Here's Gillies behind the net, jamming on the boards with him is Fogelin. Trottier looking for it, he gets the first, but the whistle had gone, stopping the play, and that brings it down relentlessly, by the way, for Edmonton fans to 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the Semenko penalty.
Mickey, Big Clark Gillies has played well in the 2 games here.
He sure has. There's another shot of him going in front of the net, and boy, he's, you know, 220 pounds. He parks himself in the front of the net, and it's impossible to get him out of there. It's just you have to try and keep his stick off the ice, but he loosens up so much other area.
Now at the point. Potvin getting it over to Pearson. Over to Potvin. He gets it right in front of backhand shot by Bossy. He did not have too much on that. It was stopped by Lowe and then cleared down the ice by Messier. On the right side, Bossy cuts in on the right wing with that head fake, jammed out of the play. The Oilers can't clear it, however. Gillies takes the shot. It goes off Fogelin, and it's over the glass. Fogelin seems to be in front of a play every time he's up there.
Report on Bob Bourne is he has a cut hand. The Rangers at St. Louis game has been delayed at the Checkerdome in St. Louis because of a power failure. Now, there was a time not too long ago when the Blues were having trouble paying their bills, and I think they cut off the power, but those days are gone. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, there has been a power failure at the Checkerdome, and the Rangers and the Blues are not yet underway.
Well, the Islanders on this power play now. We see again, Dick, some good examples of how they move that puck around in the Edmonton zone. Just all over the ice. Their passing is crisp and clean, and they're quick, and they're not waiting for much. They're sending that headman the puck, and they're really skating.
So if Edmonton can sustain this 3 minutes of power play, it's going to be a shock psychologically for them, because the power play has killed them so far. Here's Tonelli getting it to Goring behind the net. He tries to center it. Now it goes to Tonelli. Hit the side of the net. It's off the glass in the corner. The Islanders. Goring, he waves Tonelli to get away from there. Over it goes to McEwen. Potvin is at the line and goes to Potvin. Potvin winds up for the shot. Goal!
Well, Mick again. Traffic in front of the Oilers net.
Power play, power play, power play. That's all the Oilers are going to see out of the Islanders. Watch right in front of the net. Right there you see Marini tying up the Edmonton player. Mo Greeny didn't see the shot again. This is what makes that power play so effective, along with the good passing and the good shots from the point. You see the pass coming to Potvin. You don't see Marini yet, but as soon as the camera goes towards the net, you'll see Marini screening Andy Moog and taking out the Edmonton defenseman right there. Bingo, right on the ice, and 3-2 Islanders.
Potvin has a hot hand. 4 goals in the games here last night and tonight.
Potvin is second of the game, 4th of the playoffs.
And as you mentioned, Dick, Semenko still in the penalty box with 1:11 to serve.
It may be a little early, but we might be looking at a potential Smythe winner in Potvin. He's having an outstanding playoff. Now here's Anderson into the corner, along the board. Bossy trying to get it loose. This has been a titanic struggle between these two teams tonight. 3-2 for New York. Here's Trottier with Bossy. Trottier goes to the corner, cleared it around. Now McEwen takes the shot. Of course, Edmonton still shorthanded. It was a major penalty. Semenko has a half minute remaining. Potvin getting it ahead. Over the line. Trottier. He looks at Bossy and Gillies. Will he put it back to the point? He does. Over in front, off the stick. There's another shot. They shoot. They hit the crossbar. There's no goal. The crowd thought it was in, but the referee has ruled and hit the crossbar. The light did not go on.
Trotier's out for a Sunday walk. Boy, is he screaming at the goal judge behind the net.
Boy, I tell you, I could hear that one clunk, though, against the crossbar.
I didn't think Dick went in. I thought he hit the under part of the bar, came right down into the crease area. And you see it again. The pass from McEwen goes over to Potvin in the slot, but he missed it, and it went right past Gillies and Bossier over to Trottier. There it is, right there. You see that? We don't see any net bulge. You have to assume it came right off the bottom of the bar.
Watch the cords in behind the top crossbar and see if they move. That's always the key.
Here you see Trottier coming right in the open side. Moog is down. Bingo, right up there.
See, look at Myers. Good spot, although he might be screened.
Good position, all right.
Light did not go on.
You look at that replay, and I wonder, because the puck seemed to come off of there very softly, but we could hear a clink of it coming off the bar when it seemed like all the way up here.
The big miss was Gillies in the rebound.
For sure. The puck was still in play. That's right. But Myers was in perfect position to make the call.
12 seconds left in the penalty. Nystrom getting it back to Langevin. The Islanders leading the Oilers 3-2. A puck is cleared to the wing. Nystrom is after it. Semenko is out of the penalty box. There's the shot. It changed direction. Moog went down and made the save. Curry trying to flick it out. Knocked down in front. The Islanders still after it. There's the shot by Merrick. It's wide. Edmonton breaking out on the left side. Semenko a drop pass goes back to Curry. There's the shot. A screen shot wide. Siltanen failed to keep it in from the point. Bringing it in over the line is Howard. Merrick is getting in front. Knocked down by Siltanen. Here Gretzky ahead to Gallivan. Gallivan cleared it to the slot. Couldn't catch up with it. Less than 10 minutes remaining. There's an offside.
Live from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Hockey.
Well, there's Brian Trottier, no doubt still hot under the collar. Another look at the Bossy shot that Trottier thought went up under the crossbar and into the net.
There you see the puck going up right there. You know something? I think that was in the net. When I look at that replay, you know, if you look right at the middle of the top of the net where the net comes together, there's a white bar. We may get a chance to look at that again. It looked like there was a black spot came up in there, but very difficult to tell.
Well, one thing we can tell you, that the score is 3-2 for New York. Might as well tell you also that the time remaining in the second period, exactly 8 minutes. And the Islanders starting out. A long pass goes off a stick down the ice. Marini was going after low there. Stopped by Lorimer. Shot wide. Marini to the other side. He lost it. Down on the right wing. Here's Anderson breaking in. He has Messier with him. Messier going over. They score! Fantastic execution by Anderson and Messier. They played that beautifully.
A couple of 20-year-olds putting on quite a show. No chance for Smith. McEwen was the defenseman caught. There he is, 16, trying to get back.
That was the original mistake. McEwen caught back at the Edmonton blue line, but good passing. Messier hanging onto it, drawing Billy Smith all the way over to the side with him and back to Anderson. Bingo, into the open net. A good 2-on-1. Here you see him. Smith has to play the shooter, and then Messier just dumps it into the slot. Here comes Anderson, kept on going after he made the pass.
Second of the game.
Easy goal, 3-3 tie.
Number 9, Glenn Anderson. The assist to number 11, Mark Messier. The time of the goal, 12:23. Anderson, second of the game, third of the playoff.
Anderson from Messier.
12:23.
3 Edmontonians down on the right side is Fogelin. He scooped it in. Former laying it on the right wing. Marini gives it to Goring. He's over the line. Canelli shoots it. The angle was rather severe. Now it rolls back into New York territory, and that is the signal for both coaches to make changes while the play carries on. Into the corner, Trottier hanging on to his man, who is low. Back it comes, Gillies laying it back in for Bossy. He spun around and knocked out, and the crowd is infuriated. There's the shot. Pearson wrapped it off Gillies' leg. Coming down is Weir. There's the pass, cutting in on the far side. Hughes. Bossy ahead to Gillies. 3-3 the score. Gillies played it over to an open side, and Hughes knocked it to center. Pearson. Angevin tried to set up Nystrom. He couldn't get in there to pick it up from the corner. It's cleared on the left side to Weir. Islanders Howard. Missing Merrick. Siltanen. Hunter. It's off Hunter's stick over the glass. So Alberta batting .750 in Stanley Cup competition at the moment. Here's Nystrom going in. We have Calgary ahead and a tie for Edmonton. Gretzky fell at the line. Gallivan getting it back. It's wrapped back in by Silverman. Gretzky centering it and roll wide by the side. Back at the point. That's LaRiviere over there. LaRiviere giving it off to Coffey. It's off the body. There's the shot wide. That was almost a costly miscue for the Oilers. They jam in the corner. Howard went down. Now they jostle. Gallivan finally taking it in behind the net. LaRiviere was rather robust against number 8 Howard. Down at the line, Gallivan was stopped. Puck is loose in the center ice area. LaRiviere clearing it in offside. 4:50 left in the second period.
The cheer that went up here in the background is when they posted the Calgary 3, Philadelphia 2 score. As Wayne Gretzky goes to the bench for a rest. I don't know, Mick, who's winning the war along the boards. It's an important part of playoff hockey. But lately in this hockey game, things have gotten very tough along, in the corners especially.
Both teams grinding, especially in the offensive zone. They're dumping it in and chasing the defenseman in. A lot of body work back behind those nets.
Now the Oilers. Anderson is stopped by Carroll. That's the third time number 25, Carroll, has been on the ice. He's a very, very promising rookie in the scheme of things for the New York Islanders. Canelli getting it over to Marini, winding up for the shot. It was blocked. Coming out over the line into the center ice area, across the line, offside, Hagman to Messier. That shot was stopped by Lowe, and he's been injured slightly.
This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island. This is Stanley Cup 81 coming to you from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island. I'm Dick Irvin along with Danny Gallivan, Mickey Redmond, and Brian McFarland. 15,008 the attendance here tonight. Another sellout crowd. A 3-3 tie with 4:16 remaining second period.
Lowe, Kevin Lowe, after stopping that Marini shot, he limped to the Edmonton bench, and you just saw him going in. He was favoring his right leg. But these hockey players are a gritty, courageous group. And I'm sure that he'll be back out when his next turn comes. Now down in over the line, Trottier. Gillies is racing in behind the net. He takes Hicks in on the boards. Trottier is stopped by Coury. They both fell. Now coming out into the center ice area, Gretzky giving it over to Messier. Messier cutting it on goal. And a remarkable save there by Smith. There's another shot by Hicks. Gretzky centering it from behind the net. That was a beautiful setup. Gretzky had just come on the ice. Now it's offside. Here is Coffey. Bodied by Langevin at the defense. Here's some trying to clear it up on the right side. In on the boards, they fight for it. And it's there's some forechecking. Weir, Lumley, and Hunter. It's a tie hockey game at 3. Langevin takes the long shot. Here's Merrick picking it up. Merrick trying to get it in front of loose puck. Moog had given that puck to Merrick, inadvertently, of course, but it almost turned out to be a disastrous move because the Merrick pass went in toward the crease. It's fired off the right wing, in behind the net to the right side. Lumley gently bumped by Merrick. Now they get a whistle, and that brings us down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second period.
Bob Bohr has not come back, Mickey. He went to the dressing room apparently with a hand injury, and you kind of wonder. Sometimes those injuries can be rather serious when they become involved in fisticuffs. And it's forced Al Arbor to do some line juggling. He had Bourne playing with Trottier and Bossy, and he's had Gillies back there the last couple of shifts.
Well, Bourne a very big part of the Islanders' success, of course, not only the regular shift, but tremendous penalty killer. He's got quite a few shorthanded goals this year as well. But you know, those helmets, it's very dangerous for the fighting now. The hands get caught in the helmets. They can be very sharp, and that hard plastic, it's not too easy on the knuckles and on the palms.
And there's Gretzky. He brings outstanding talent to this game of hockey. And over and above that, he brings a love and a dedication which makes him possible in every game to maximize what he has to offer. Just an outstanding talent. There's a backhand shot by Gillies. Goring getting it back. Potvin fired a screen shot. Moog is down. And the little fellow holds on. Islanders, everybody up for this face-off. Morrill and Potvin, they're out of your picture. They're across the line. Fogelin goes to the corner. Goring gets it. Back it goes. There's your shot. It rolls right in there. And Andy Moog draws.
Well, the Islanders really doing a job in front of that Oiler net and Andy Moog. Every time there's a shot from the point, you see Goring in the corner here, and one of the other Islanders with them. Next thing you know, the shot comes in, and there's everybody going for the front of the net. That's a big plus. When you make that play back to the point, you can't stay in the corner. You've got to head for the front of the net because that's where the action's going to be. The Islanders really using the body in front of Moog and screening him off and taking out the Oiler defenseman.
So there's the young man who emerged suddenly and dramatically from relative anonymity to become one of the chief architects of Edmonton's victory over Montreal. And he got a playoff respite last night, exactly 1 period. And Edwards came on. There it is. It's out over the line. So the Islanders have to vacate Edmonton territory. 2 minutes remaining. Into the center ice area. Hagman to Messier. Over it goes to Anderson. Here's Anderson getting set. He rolled it in front. And Lorimer got his skate on it. This line has been passing the puck well. Hagman, Anderson, and Messier. Into the center ice area. Over the line. McEwen. McEwen shoots it in there. And it is off Marini and went to the corner. Edmonton coming down. Gretzky is in over the line. He makes all these great moves. He gets it to Anderson right out in front. Oh! How did that puck stay out?
Boy, I'll tell you, a collective sigh of relief here from the capacity crowd. As Billy Smith gets up, and the puck didn't go in, but Mick, close call.
You're not going to see any prettier passing. Watch Gretzky here hang on to the puck, hang on to it. Got the both defensemen right there, standing still. Anderson and Messier skating full speed, and I don't know how it didn't end up in the net. It must have bounced off of Messier's stick and went right under Billy Smith. But watch the two Islander defensemen. They're both following Gretzky, and there goes Anderson and Messier by. Boom, he's got both Islanders standing still. There's the pass. Just incredible how it didn't go in. I guess it caught Smith's right arm as he fell around backwards.
Now Trottier. Bossy playing it up on the right side. Hicks stops it. Gretzky trying to center it against Morrow. Islanders can't work it out. Here's Gallivan getting it into Gretzky. Gretzky behind the net. He rolled it out and it's cleared back. Less than a minute to go. A centering pass gobbled up by Potvin. Ahead to Trottier. Bossy on the right side. Winds up for the shot. Into the corner, Gallivan. Gallivan gets away from Trottier. Bossy is waiting to pick it up at the other side. He does. Bossy is dropping in there. And it's knocked away by Siltanen. Now the Oilers starting out. They get it out over the line. Lose it quickly. Nystrom is back in. 25 seconds left. Siltanen striding from behind the net. Along the boards. And it finds its way into the center ice area and back to the line to Potvin. Potvin stopped by Gallivan, who cleared it in. Morrow in behind the net. Gretzky is forechecking. The Islanders headman the puck over the line. And it comes back out, and that's the end of the second period. So the score at the end of the second period, Edmonton 3, New York 3.
Hockey.
Of all players in the National Hockey League are non-Canadians, for the most part coming from the United States and Europe. Is this trend going to continue until such time as we have about 50% from outside Canada?
Danny, I think we're going to see an awful lot more European hockey players next year. I know a lot of the general managers in the NHL have been overseas this year. One in particular, Scotty Bowman, spent a lot of time in Europe this year, and even Glenn Sather before the game said to me, you're going to see a lot more European hockey players in the NHL next season.
Well, right now we're interested in the exploits of the hockey players to represent Edmonton and the New York Islanders. Into the third period. Here's Gretzky failing to pick it up. Smith gets it out into the center ice area. It's in over the New York line. Potvin. Pass on the left side to Gillies. He had to reach for it, couldn't get a good shot away. And Curry in behind the net, forechecking. Gillies, Bossy, and Trottier. It's flipped down to the New York line. Potvin, rink wide on the other side, broken up by Coffey. Now into the center ice area. Here's Bossy in over the line. He does not get very far. Right wing pass. Misses Curry down the ice, and it is icing against Edmonton.
Danny, I know you don't like the icing calls when they happen, but tonight we haven't had that many of them. It's been very good in that regard.
As a matter of fact, I was very pleased throughout the entire year. Not as many icings, and I suppose that's reflected in the deluge of goals. They didn't have time to ice the puck.
You know, Bob Bourne has not come back for this third period. He is still injured and I guess being tended to. Is he back or not? I don't know.
Standing over, there he comes on the ice now.
Oh, okay.
You know, you mentioned it, and here he is back, but that's his first appearance since, what, the 8-minute mark in the second period.
Right.
So, must have been something seriously wrong with him.
Now Fogelin cleared at the center. Messier makes a smart move on the right side. Lugs it in there, speeds around the net. Taken in on the boards, gets the pass, however, to Anderson. Fogelin is getting in front, and he couldn't make contact. He had that gaping side of the net. Into the corner, Hagman. Hagman takes a look. Over on the other side. A shot by Lowe. And to the short side, it went off a body. This line has been buzzing for Edmonton all night. Messier, Hagman, and Anderson. And they stopped the play for a face-off in New York territory.
Well, there's Bob Bourne. He was involved in a fight. He and Coffey with major penalties at 8:32 in the second period. He left. The word we got was he had a hand injury. Did not come out when the team returned to start this third period, but as Mickey mentioned, the first whistle, and here he came out of the area of the clinic here at the Coliseum, so he is back on the bench, and I'm sure soon will be back in action.
The crowd here seems to be waiting for something to happen.
Better believe it.
Last night 8-2, you know, and they're just kind of waiting for the explosion. But right now the Oilers, really all night long, have kept the pressure on the Islanders and really staying on top of them, not allowing them those great scoring chances that they had last night.
Number 16 is used. He's ready for the face-off, seeing service for the first time in the series. What do you think of him, Mickey?
Good, strong hockey player, two-way hockey player. And he's taken Weir's place between Lumley and Hunter. Kind of interesting. This is his first appearance in the series and against Montreal as well.
Now Goring gives it to Lorimer. Lorimer pokes it into the corner. That is Lumley behind the net. Goring is after him. They headman the puck to Hughes. Hughes coming down. In over the line. To the corner. Hunter goes after McEwen. Back near the line. They keep it in. Good play by Lumley. And he failed to set up Hunter. In behind the net. McEwen clears it to the other side. The Islanders are starting out down on the right wing. Marini couldn't catch up with it. At the line. Lumley got away from Tonelli. Played it to the other side. Gretzky on the ice again. Gives it to Hicks. Ahead to Lumley. And that's the signal as they shoot it in there to make their changes. Over the line. Drop pass. Tonelli took it from Trottier. Tonelli is upended along the boards. Curry is going off for a holding.
48.
Time has been corrected to 2:48. Gary Curry off for holding. Say they're very upset, and we look at it again, Mick.
Well, I don't know whether Tonelli should get an Oscar on this or not. Curry did grab a hold of him, but right there, he did a good job of going down. So rightfully so, Glenn say they're pretty upset.
All three New York goals tonight on power plays. They have 6 power play goals in the 2 games so far, in the 5 periods so far. Here they go again.
Gillies, Trottier, Bossy. It's cleared from in front. Potvin on the point along with Pearson. Here's a shot right on. Rebound. Another shot. Trottier missing on the rebound. After Bossy let go with a booming blast that was right on the target. Now the Oilers clearing it down the ice. We have Messier up front with Anderson. Riviere and Coffey on defense for Edmonton. New York starting now. Bossy upended at the line. Riviere is going to take over and shoot it down the ice. Comment on this power play. Oh, there was Smith taking a hammering behind the net. We'll give you a chance to comment on the power play later. Mickey Redmond as Trottier comes in. He sent it right out of front. And Gillies missed a glittering shot. They score! Potvin!
Potvin with a hat trick here tonight. 3 power play goals. Mickey, he moved into position so quickly, and he just asked for that pass.
Unbelievable where he was standing. That's his 4th three-point night in the playoffs. Watch him right here. Right in the slot, about 12 feet in front of Mulligan. A pretty pass from Bossy, and boom, the hot trick. Islanders up 4-3. See the Islanders pouring in, all 3 of them. Gillies almost scores here from Trottier. And you see that Potvin got the Edmonton players that actually deflected in out the skates of Riviere. But Potvin very alertly jumped right into the slot area where all the Edmonton players had vacated. Were following Bossy and Trottier behind the net. Slammed it home for the hat trick.
I thought the puck went in off the goalpost as the last carom as well. Danny Potvin, somebody threw a hat on the ice at one end, so my goodness, 4 power play goals for New York here tonight. Standing ovation for Potvin right now. But there's still a long way to go in this hockey game. 16-13 left. There's the announcement and the cheer.
So the tribute to Potvin continues.
And number 9, Clark Gillies.
Play is In it goes to Smith. Gallivan moving in there, and Potvin, there you see him there. He has been an absolutely magnificent figure in this series. And the appreciation of these Islander supporters was very tangible as they stood and applauded for about a minute and a half after the goal.
That cheer in the background is for the Flames leading Philadelphia 5-2.
What a big victory that would be for Calgary in Philadelphia as well.
New York 4, Edmonton 3. Potvin behind the net. Gretzky is up there along with Gallivan, and Corey Fogelin took his man Merrick down heavily. Potvin clearing it into the center ice area. Now it goes back over on the right side. Corey is in over the line, digs for the far side, flipped it. Gallivan is bodied by Potvin. It comes in front. Back at the line. Here's Lowe shooting it in. Knocked down by Morrow. Down the ice it goes. It's going to be icy.
With the homestanding Islanders leading Edmonton 4-3 here at the Nassau Coliseum. I'm Dick Durham with Brian McFarland, Danny Gallivan, Mickey Redmond. Still plenty of time to go. Third period.
The Oilers, everybody up for the face-off. Here's Hicks sweeping it back in. Over on this side, Silverman shoots it. Kicked out brilliantly by Smith. Down the ice it goes. Silverman is after it. And that's another icing infraction against the New York Islanders. And Mickey Redmond, if they give the Edmonton team sufficient number of opportunities on this face-off in the New York zone, they're going to tie it up.
Well, Edmonton actually, I think, has had the better of the play, Dick, here in the third period, outside of the power play opportunity and, of course, the goal. But the Oilers, much better the chances.
I agree with Danny. We just talked about how a few icings have been called. There's 2 in a row right there.
Now it's cleared down on the right side. Siltanen is down there. Goring is after him. Up on the left side. Puck goes off the leg. Now Hicks tries to work away on the left wing. Here's Lumley. He goes to the New York line. The pass goes too sharply and is grabbed off by McEwen. McEwen with Hughes working on him. Puck goes to the left wing. Here's Hughes taking the Hunter pass. Hughes is in over the line, and he's stick checked by Lorimer. Into the center ice area. Bourne can't get anywhere. Nystrom carries on the right side. Nystrom taken into the boards effectively by Coffey. Merrick trying to come up with it as they struggle. Here's Nystrom. Nystrom trying to shake off Coffey. Back it goes to Pearson. The Oilers can't get it out. LaRiviere in on the boards. He falls against Merrick. Merrick and LaRiviere struggle, and they get a face-off.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island. 4-3 here. Islanders leading the Oilers. Minnesota's gone ahead of Buffalo 3-2. 2 goals for Kristoff, a single for Ciccarelli. McKigney with 2 for Buffalo. Barry Beck that goal for the Rangers in New York. They trail, or in St. Louis, they trail the Blues 2-1.
Sather now has Gretzky out there with Anderson and Messier. The Oilers are behind by a goal 4-3 with 13:40 left in regulation time. In on the left side is Anderson. Striding in. Messier, he took his man in on the boards rather heavily behind the net. Langevin felt that one. Riviere playing it over to Coffey out to center. Anderson left it there for Messier. Messier goes to the left side, feeds it in there, and it's deflected just wide. It's centered in front of the net. Anderson takes a shot, he wrapped it off the leg. It's centered, comes in front of the net. Nystrom plays it into the center ice area. A pass goes to Howard. Howard on the left side, center, they did! And that went by Nystrom, who was speeding to the lip of the crease. Here's Gretzky in on the line. Gretzky holds on to it. Over on the other side, Gallivan's shot, and it's off a leg. Nystrom working it down slowly on the right wing, fires it to the corner. Gretzky turning, hands it off to Fogelman. Fleury is on now. In there goes Gallivan. Morrow takes over, and he just got rid of it to the center ice area. The offensive pressure is being fashioned right here by Edmonton. In comes Bossy. There's the shot. And it's amazing from every position he can fire that puck on the net. Morrow takes a shot, and he whipped that one wide. Here's Potvin into the corner. Now it's back to Potvin. Potvin centers it right out in front. They score!
Guess who's in on it again? Denny Potvin, number 5.
What a game he has had.
Boy, oh boy, Bossy, there's a 68-goal shot right there, boy. Right up over the top of Mogi. He was down on one knee, and he just snapped her right up into the top of the net. Potvin again, Dick, moving deeply into the Oilers zone. You see the fortunate deflection. He right to Bossy, and boom, he just buried it.
But the only place he could have put it.
Unbelievable.
Right up on top. But they got a break on the deflection. He tried to send it over to Trottier in front of the net. Was knocked away from Trottier right on the Bossy's stick.
Well, the mark of a good goal scorer. Just a quick little snapshot, and he just fired it right up into the top of the net over top of Mo.
So it is now New York 5, Edmonton 3. The time of that goal, 7:59. We'll run down the statistics on it when we get an opportunity. Just in case you missed all the facts on it. There it is. The puck goes over the glass. It was Bossy from Potvin. And Dick, your writing is not too good. That's Morrow.
That's right.
Maybe it's because it's dark up here.
No, you couldn't see the time at all. That's too small. 7:59. Sorry about that, Danny.
There he is, a happy Bossy. I had just mentioned before that, Mickey Redmond, how, regardless of his position, he's able to get that puck very close to on the net every time.
You know, he's another one like Gretzky. He hides very well. You know, when he's not in the play, he's just waiting in the wings, you know, looking for a spot to catch somebody out of position, and then he gets himself in position to take a good pass from one of his teammates out there.
11:41, the time remaining in regulation time. Siltanen on the right side. Shoots it to center. It's picked up. In over the line goes Hunter. To the far side, Lumley knocked it down. At the point, Hicks couldn't hold it in. Now Siltanen. Into the blue line area to Hunter. Up it goes. Marini shooting it in. The accentuation on checking will be very pronounced now by the New York Islanders as we near the midway mark in this, the third period in New York with a 2-goal lead. Hunter goes in there to tie up his man. The face-off to the right of Billy Smith. 10 minutes and 58 seconds, the time remaining in the third period. Riviere laying up. Now he goes to the right side trying to get it. The other defenseman is Coffey. It's centered. Cleared to the left side at the line. Trottier with Merrick and Nystrom. They shoot it in. Trottier goes to the bench. Now the Oilers into the center ice area. This Anderson handles the puck beautifully. He flicked it in. I understand his buddy Barry is going to be joining the Edmonton team next year. That's going to be quite a combination. Now, in behind the net, Coffey hands it off to Hackman. Into the center ice area, Anderson. Messier with him, however, the Islanders breaking it up. Here's Nystrom dropping it back. A weak shot by Merrick. Coffey loses it. Nystrom spinning around. He's dancing Coffey around. Puck into the center ice area. Denny Potvin. The pass was offside to Nystrom. And Dick, of course, they had just a so-so regular season.
Amazing, isn't it?
But again, They're a big surprise in the playoffs, and they're doing it with a young McCarthy, a great hockey player who's up. So Sonmore has his team wheeling. Here's Gillies coming in for the shot, the rebound in front. Backhand shot by Bossy. He just missed. In behind the net. Lowe playing it up on the left side. Into the center ice area. Hunter trying to barge through. He has it on the board, jammed out of the play. Bossy gives it to Gillies. Three of them came to center, but Gillies had to put on the brakes to control the puck. And that neutralized what otherwise would have been a very dangerous rush. Now, Kevin Lowe hits the New York line, swings to the right side. Lowe still has it. Over it goes to Curry. In there's Gallivan. He couldn't get it. Three Islanders come down. They trail. They stop. Lorimer stopped. McEwen stopped. Tonelli would have it alone. Now up on the right side. Curry clearing it to the line. Here's Tonelli. Tonelli rolling it ahead. Siltanen picking his way out over the line. Goes to the New York defense. Siltanen takes a look. Shoots it in there wide. Gallivan cleared it back, and it's out over the line. 8 minutes and 13 seconds, the time remaining in the third period. McEwen cleared it down. New York 5, Edmonton 3, and on the left side as Hicks couldn't get anywhere. A very stark defense now by the Islanders. And regardless of what happens in this game, Edmonton has turned in a sterling performance. And that Islanders power play is just something else. With the big gun tonight being Potvin. Over on the far side. Coffey clearing it out. Messier kicked it into the center ice area. Carries on over the line. And I think that Edmonton bench felt there should have been a penalty for impeding Messier. Hersson shoots it into Edmonton territory. Coffey lays it in front. Pass goes from Riviere to Anderson, ahead to Messier. In there goes Hersson. Back at the point, Riviere. It's off a leg. Nystrom laying it to the far left wing. It's cleared in by Howard. Prowling in there is number 11, Merrick. Coffey again leading the attack for the Oilers into the center ice area. Cleared on the left side. Messier had difficulty penetrating. At times you will see with the forwards coming back at this juncture that the Islanders will have 4 and 5 men strewn across the blue line. Now Anderson. Now they have 4 of them at the blue line. Anderson makes that move, gets in neatly on the right side. Here's Anderson, couldn't get a good shot away. Puck is loose, and then it's cleared down on the left side. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. Low around the net. A 2-goal margin for the Islanders over the Oilers. Bouncing shot. Potvin digging into the center ice area. Clears it in. Lowe took a look. He watched Carroll. Carroll is forward-checking with Bourne. There's a pass into the center ice area. Lumley giving it to Hughes. Hughes couldn't get by Potvin. Fogelman snapped the shot in on the right corner board. No great exciting action, but not too many whistles. It's fundamental, the type of play that we're seeing here now. The Oilers going all out offensively, having difficulty getting the offense into a successful operation against the stout defense of the Islanders. There goes to Gillies. Gillies is going in on goal. He spun around, and the crowd thought there should have been a penalty there. Trottier to Nystrom. Nystrom getting it back. McEwen takes a shot, and it's held.
Hockey Night in Canada will continue in 5:13 to play in regulation time. What a night for Denny Potvin. 3 goals, 2 assists. The Islanders 5 and Edmonton 3. He's been in every goal.
Face off in the Edmonton zone. 5 minutes and 13 seconds. They remaining in the third period and time becoming a terribly important factor as far as the fortunes of the Oilers are concerned in this second game. It's Lorimer back at the line. Messier, Anderson, and Hagman. For the Oilers, it bounces down to the New York line. McEwen tipped it to Goring. Goring with Tonelli and Marini. They shoot it into Edmonton territory in behind the net, and starting out now is defenseman Coffey. He gets a good pass over on the left side to Messier. He dropped it back. And there was a back-checking forward by the name of Tonelli, 27, to pick it up. 4:35 left. The Islanders are making changes. Nystrom is on the ice. Tonelli reaches for that pass, couldn't get it. The Riviere. Over on the other side, Coffey got it up to Messier. Not much skating room right here for Edmonton. Now it's Anderson working his way in. He centered it right in front of the net. Another centering pass. Here's Fogelin going in. It's loose in front of the net. Mary with Nystrom. Nystrom on the right side. Howick on the left side. A booming shot. And it was stopped by Lowe. In fearless fashion. There's a penalty coming up against the New York Islanders. This could be a big break for Edmonton.
Here at the Nassau Coliseum, Bob Nystrom tries to cool off in the penalty box. He's been sent off for holding at 16-12. It's a two-goal hockey game. The Islanders leading Edmonton 5-3. And as Danny mentioned, Mickey, it could be a break for Edmonton right here.
No question about it. They need 2 goals in 3 minutes and 48 seconds. We may see Andy Moe go to the net here to give the Oilers a 6-on-4 advantage a little later in this 2-minute penalty if they don't score before.
Gallivan, Gretzky, Corey, Coffey, and Siltanen. How has the Edmonton power play been organized?
They're doing the same thing as the Islanders, Danny. They're trying to park somebody in front of the net, use their defenseman, and get the shot and screen it from the point. Try to screen Billy Smith.
There's Scurry in there against Morrow. Puck is in front of the net, is lugged by Bourne. Pass on the left side. Trotzy was belted solidly by Siltanen. Now we have 1 minute and 13 seconds left. The penalty. Corey gets it ahead over the line. Here's Gretzky back to Gallivan. He's in on the boards with Carroll. Gretzky takes over. He surveys the situation. He does that beautifully. What is he going to do with it? Back to the point it goes. Coffey. Over to Gretzky on this side. Silverman getting set. Fired. And Billy Smith took a partial look back into the net. They love to set up Silverman.
It's a good example, Danny, of trying to use those points. 2 passes by Gretzky back to the point man. Now, unfortunately for Edmonton, they couldn't get anybody in front of Smith to screen him. You'll see here in Siltanen's drive, nobody directly in front of him. The Islander defenseman held the Oiler forwards over to the other side so Smith could get a good clear view of the shot by Siltanen from the point. Here's another angle of it from here. See Potvin moving out of there and Smith a nice clear view to make the save.
Everything but the puck when it finally got away from him. We didn't know for a minute where it was. Boy, we should have had a stopwatch on Gretzky tonight. A lot of ice time he's had. He's been double shifted almost through the last 2 periods. And now Andy Moe has gone to the bench. So with 51 seconds left in the Nystrom penalty, 2:39 remaining in regulation time, the Oilers' net is empty. And Mick, they skate right now, 6 against 4.
6 against 4, Dick. You were talking about Gretzky. You know, the reason they dressed Hughes as well was so they could play 4 lines and double shift Gretzky. Not only have we seen that, we've also seen Trottier centering a 4th line for the Islanders to counter the Gretzky 4th line.
So Edmonton with the 6 attackers, they are all in over the New York line. And it comes back to Siltanen. He moves it toward the center of the red line. A shot right on. Now they lunge for the puck.
Well, it shows you the importance of the face-off, Dick, down and deep in the zone. Edmonton almost has to win the face-off, and they did win that one right back to Siltanen at the point. But these face-offs now all very, very important. If the Islanders should win one and get back to a loose man, they could possibly shoot that puck into an open net. And, of course, there's no icing now. They are short-handed, so they can ice the puck at any time and not be called for icing.
And the time remaining in the penalty, 42 seconds, 2:30 in the third period. And playing time as we look like Trottier from the face-off. It's on the boards. It's stopped by Gretzky over the other side. Bourne is going to pick it up. It's going. He missed on that. Now they score! Trottier!
Now, two of the premier centers in hockey involved in the play. I believe it was Gretzky's pass that was intercepted off the board.
It was, Dick.
The shot missed it. Look at Trottier. Beats Gretzky to the puck. Gretzky falls in behind the net, trying to cut him off the other way. There it is, 6-3.
Well, we're talking about Bobby Bourne and the importance of this hockey club. He jumped out to the point man, almost anticipating the dump pass by Gretzky, trying to put it over to Stilton, and that's what made that play possible. He dumped it down the ice, and of course Trottier was good speed, outskated Gretzky, and got the empty net goal.
So it's Trottier from Bourne at 17:41, his 7th goal in the playoffs. The little guy from Val-Marie, Saskatchewan.
17:41, Trottier from Bourne. Still the half-minute left in the penalty to Nystrom. It is now New York 6, Edmonton 3 in a substantial, very comfortable lead.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Dick. The Edmonton Oilers don't have to hang their heads after this hockey game. The 6-3 score really does not indicate, as we look at say, they're very dejected. This hockey club's played a whale of a game here tonight, and I think they can go home very confident that they're getting into their own building and maybe a couple of good, tough games in Edmonton.
The fact that you anticipated the goaltender being pulled, Mick, I take it means you agree with the decision even that early.
I think so. With the face-off deep in the zone, you're down by 2. You've got to take a chance, and what are you going to do? You're down by 2.
Vogelin clearing it up on the right side to Hagman. Over on the far wing, Lowe moves up, couldn't clear it in. Now it bounces at the line. And the Islanders tip it down the ice. Penalty has expired. 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the 3rd period. Messier shooting it in. It's little consolation to Sather and the Edmonton players, but one would have to reiterate what you said, Mickey, a moment or so ago. They put on a gallant display here tonight.
No question about it, man.
It's obvious now that they're going to lose the first 2 games. Now it's back over to Hunter. There's the shot. Smith cleared it to the wing. Howard playing it into Nystrom. Nystrom along the boards. Swung his arm around to Hunter. 1 minute to go in the hockey game. Right wing pass for LaRiviere. Over to Weir. Weir clearing it in. He spun around by McEwen. Now Coffey failed to hold it in. And down the ice is LaRiviere. The teams are making changes while the play goes on, and LaRiviere feeds over to that left side. Cleared it over the line, and it is called on the...
We got a penalty call here after the whistle went. Edmonton was penalized for too many men on the ice. So they'll play the last 34 seconds. Semenko goes to the box, comes at 19:26. 17:41, that last Islander goal. Trottier from Bourne into the empty net.
So it is an academic unraveling of time in the rest of this game, because the Islanders have it put away 6-3. They have the odd man advantage. There are 20 seconds remaining. Carroll on the left side, jammed out of the play by Weir. He hands it off to Hughes, who clears it in. And now the countdown starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game is over. And the New York Islanders, very hard pressed. They came through in the 3rd period to win it 6-3 over Edmonton. Okay, Dick.
Edmonton 6, the Islanders 7.
Islanders outshot them 7-6 in the 3rd period, 28-22 overall.
Denny Potvin hat trick led the way as the Islanders won 6-3.